Careful. Oh my god, the moaning. Oh my god. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Ryan here. Hope you guys are doing okay. Today we're going to be reacting to the 5th episode. Oh my god, I'm almost caught up of Boy Next World. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time. Before we start, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss my next video. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and start. Crazy. Jin is mysterious too. It's always raining. What's with the rain? It's fine. I mean, he's kind of sick. I mean, he is sick.
He's oh boy.พี่มาแล้วนะครับคุณเก่งพี่มาแล้วไม่เป็นไรแล้วนะ
Truth and memory. Truth and memory.
เดี๋ยวพี่ไปเอายามาให้นะ
He's so nice to him.
ทำไมพี่ชวนมาช้า
I love that he's become so much more clingy now. Don't get used to this, dude. You're the substitute, remember?
ผู้ป่วยผู้ตัวร้อนหายใจก็ไม่ออกเนี่ยตัวผู้ยังอุ่นๆพี่เจอจับสิเมื่อวานอ่ะผู้ไปเรียนผู้ก็เลยไม่รู้เรื่องจดอะไรมันก็อ่านไม่ออกสงบตลอดคาบเลยอ่ะเพื่อนก็เลยไล่ผู้กลับบ้านผู้ป่วยกับผู้ก็ไม่ได้ป่วยขนาดนั้นนะที่เก็บผู้เดียวเพราะพวกเราดีเลยอ่ะรู้รายงานเนี่ยต้อง40%ครับพี่ผู้ไม่ชอบเป็นตัวถ่วงใครเลยผู้ไม่อยากเป็นอย่างนี้เลยอ่ะผู้รู้สึกไม่ดีที่ต้องเป็นอย่างนี้อ่ะ
Damn. He just went straight for the kiss. He's sick.
ไม่เป็นไรผู้ไม่เห็นผิดตรงไหนเลย
Instantly feels better. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's getting the hang of this. He's getting used to it. I mean, wouldn't you want this? Like, shit, I want that. Boss is so pretty. I'm like drooling myself. I didn't do that on purpose. Look at the way they kiss, you guys. It's like not aggressive, but very passionate, but in a gentle way, you know? Like they bite each other's lips gently. Oh, okay. He has the cutest butt. Wait, are we doing it here? Okay. Realization. Yep. Sir can definitely be one of my emergency contact person. Like he's on that list.
ที่
La Boo Boo. Is that La Boo Boo in the back?
Yeah.
He's so cute. You got him excited. We're slowly easing into it.
ใช่ไหมกูไม่รู้
Huh?
พี่ช่วยได้นะไม่รู้กูไม่รู้
That's a yes. Oh my god.
ลองพี่แบบนั้นนะขอพี่เซอร์นั่นแหละ
Why are you touching his lip like that?
กูต้องกินยาได้แล้วนะไม่ยังไม่ใช่ตอนนี้แล้วตอนไหนตอนที่สงบลงแล้ว
Shit. What are you gonna do about it? It's not gonna calm down if you keep touching his lips like that. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh my god. Alright, here we go. Alright, get back on that. That eye contact though. Careful. Oh my god, they're moaning. My neighbors. Shh. Oh my god. That kind of helped, I guess. Mission accomplished. I love it. I would be so embarrassed too.
เมื่อกี้พี่เข้าไปทำอะไรนะ
Sir giving you head.
อยาก
Like,
รู้จริงเหรอ
that's fucking crazy.
ไม่อยากรู้เลย
Well, your turn is coming, dude.
บอกพี่นะ
You feel better instantly?
เห็นพี่เซอร์กลับบ้านอ่ะผมไม่อยากให้พี่เซอร์เป็นห่วงอยากให้มีคนดูแลแบบนี้เหรอพูดดูแลตัวเองได้
Mm.
ดูแลมาหลายปีแล้วด้วยแต่ตอนนี้ผู้มีพี่แล้วนะครับเดี๋ยวพี่ไปเอายามาให้นะพี่เซอร์ช่วยดูแลพูดตลอดไปเลยได้ไหมไม่มีอะไร
No.
ช่างมันเถอะผู้ง่วงแล้วผู้นอนดีกว่า
You don't even have to tell him that.
พี่เซอร์คืนนี้ครั้งนี้ได้ไหม
Of course.
พูดนะ
Why not? Be careful though. Remember, you're just a substitute. I worry about him because, you know, this is temporary, right? Like we don't know how long this version of Sir is gonna stay here. Oh god, he's getting used to this. I mean, I don't blame him. So this is the good morning club.
Morning ค่ะ
Yeah. Oh shit. Shit. I was just talking about this. Shut the fuck up.
ทำไมทำหน้ามันเห็น
That is not him.
เช้าแล้วตื่นได้แล้ว
Oh my god. I just got chills. Shut the fuck up. That is not him. I told you.
พีเตอร์เป็นอะไร
Oh shit.
คู่ป่วยอยู่ไม่ใช่เหรอ โอเคเหรอ
Huh?
กูไม่ได้ป่วยกูป่วยสิกูป่วย
Oh, it switched. He went back?
ไข้ขึ้นอยู่เลย
Wait, I'm confused.
พี่ขอแตะพูได้ไหมคุณเป็นใครอ่ะคุณไม่ใช่พี่เธอพี่เธอไม่
Oh.
ทำแบบนี้อ่ะ
So this is a different universe or world?
พี่เธอผมไปไหนอ่ะกูฟังไปก่อนกูปล่อยกู
So he's jumping from one body to another? Or is it a dream? I'm confused. Oh shit, here we go. I would go fucking insane if this were ever to happen to me. Yeah.
รู้สึกไง
Another variant.
ที่ได้เห็นหน้าคนที่ต่างไป
Yep. He looks so good in black though. And white too. He looks good in anything. There's clocks all over.
หมายความว่าไงคุณมีผู้กันของคุณ โลกของผมก็มีผู้กันของผมเหมือนกัน
Mm-hmm.
ผมถามว่าหมายความว่าไงเส้นทางต่างอนาคตก็แตกต่างและถ้าคุณอย่างมีอนาคตร่วมกับคู่เนี่ย
He sounds like a bad guy.
ก็อย่าขี้ขลาดอยู่แบบนี้สิครับ
What do you mean?
ถึงเวลาเลย
Oh, it is a dream. So he keeps having those dreams. Are they dreams though? Or rather, like, what are they trying to tell you? Or what are you afraid of? I guess is what he's trying to tell you. And what I want to know. What aren't you saying, I guess? He's afraid of losing him, I guess.
พี่ขอโทษที่โกหก
Lying. About what?
ถ้าวันนั้นพี่บอกพูว่าพี่ไม่ได้มาจากโลกคู่ขนานคู่จะโกรธพี่ไหม
Repeat that.
พี่แค่ถ้าวันนั้นพี่บอกพูว่าพี่ไม่ได้มาจากโลกคู่ขนาน
He's
คู่
not.
จะโกรธพี่ไหมพี่แค่ชอบพูมากจนเผลอไปว่าวันนั้นพี่ตอบพู
Huh?
พี่ได้เป็นแฟนพูคิดเองเองจนพี่เก็บไปฝัน
Oh my god. What the fuck?
แต่ พอพี่ได้เห็นภาพที่มันต่างออกไปพี่อยากให้ภาพนั้นมันเกิดขึ้นจริงๆแต่พี่ก็ไม่อยากเป็นคนแปลกหน้าของคู่นี้แล้วกดเสร็จสินะครับ
Why are you here?
คุณรู้จักชื่อผมได้ยังไงอะเรื่องนั้นไม่สำคัญหรอกครับสำคัญสินี่มันละเมิดสิทธิส่วนบุคคล
Exactly.
คุณมีธุระอะไรกับผมหรือเปล่าครับครับคุณรู้จักคุณเมฆใช่ไหมพี่เซอร์แล้วรู้จักหรือไม่รู้จักมันเกี่ยวอะไรกับคุณนะครับคุณแม่ของคุณเมฆได้สอบถามว่าคุณต้องการเงินเท่าไหร่ถึงจะเลิกกับลูกชายของท่านครับ
What the fuck is wrong with her? She's so insecure. Like she's lost control over her marriage that she's trying to, and probably her life too, and that she's trying to control her son because that's the only thing she feels like she has any type of control over. I love that photo. I can't stand people like that.
ไอ้เจอมึงจะเข้ามาหาอะไรครับที่ไอ้เก๋นั้นสั่งจริงเหรอวะ
That's old bag.
ถ้ามึงไม่อยากอ่ะมึงก็หนีไปเมืองนอกกันดีวะพี่วิมผมเอาแบบประเมินมาส่งเดี๋ยวนี้มีอะไรก็เรียกกับผมอะอะไรก็คู่กัน ผมไม่ใช่หัวหน้าห้องซะหน่อยหัวหน้าก็ถือว่าช่วยพี่แล้วกันเนาะอ่ะนี่ไม่มีอะไรแล้วใช่ไหมครับกันผมกลับแล้วนะผู้ครับผู้มีมหาลัยที่อยากเข้าไหมมีครับผมอยากเข้ามหาลัยที่พ่อผมเคยเรียนนะผู้อยากเข้าไปแล้วนะบ๊ายบายโชคดีของมึงนะสวัสดีครับ
Who's that?
มึงมาอยู่กับพูดได้ไงวะไอ้โซนแม่ส่ง
Oh, I see.
ไม่นะคือแม่ส่งคนมาถามพูด
Holy shit.
อะไรถึงจะยอมเลิกกับพี่อ่ะคบกับไอ้เซอร์เลยดิไหนก็เป็นแฟนกันแล้วเนี่ยก็ย้ายอยู่ด้วยกันเลยดีวะพี่เซ็นสัญญากับพูได้ไหมว่าพี่เซอร์จะไม่ไปไหนตราบใดที่พูอยากให้พี่อยู่พี่ก็จะอยู่ตรงนี้แหละ
So you mean to tell me that there is no such thing as boy next world? And what I mean by that is that no one's actually coming from a parallel world and that all of this was just made up by Sir. That's kind of a twist, at least for me. So it turns out that Sir has liked Pooh for many years since high school, but he really couldn't tell anyone, or he really couldn't tell Pooh about it because he knew that his mom or that woman would be opposed to this. Poor thing. His mom is so problematic, which we'll get to in a little bit, but I want to talk a little bit more about Sir and his revelations. So again, it looks like he's liked Pooh for many years, but he just admired him from a distance. He really couldn't tell him how he felt, and the closest thing he ever got to Pooh was when he asked his friend Wim to befriend him. And I get it, you know, Pooh is not very difficult to fall for. You know, he's attractive, he's smart, he is very disciplined. Like, it's not difficult to fall for him. I get where Sir was coming from, and I also understand why he tried to keep his distance, because obviously his monster of a mom wouldn't be in favor of that. I get that. But the way he went about getting to know Pooh and the story that they gave Pooh about him coming from a parallel world, that's kind of wild. I mean, I gotta give it to Sir for committing to that story, and his delivery was so compelling. But I wonder why he decided to choose that storyline as opposed to using a much simpler and maybe easier to believe storyline. Or maybe why not just introduce himself as him and maybe be upfront and say, you know, I've liked you for quite some time, but I couldn't do it because this and this. Kind of like how he's saying now. I wonder why he couldn't say that back then when he first introduced himself, well, like 2 weeks ago. There's gotta be a reason. And I'm not saying that what he did and how he went about introducing himself to Pooh was a terrible thing. I'm not saying that at all. You know, to each their own, however you want to introduce yourself. But then come to think of it, I think part of the reason why he didn't introduce himself right away and waited years was obviously because of fear of, you know, letting his mom down, maybe, you know, breaking the rules, and fear of suffering the consequences for breaking the rules. And maybe he chose that storyline that he's coming from a different world is because he's grown tired of feeling like he's stuck in this bubble that his mom had created for him and had placed him in. Now that he's gotten a little bit older and is able to make some of his own decisions, you know, he wants nothing to do with this bubble. He wants to completely disassociate himself from this bubble, and in turn created this new world altogether. So he created this imaginary world in which he's able to freely express his desires, his affection, and his feelings for Pooh without having to worry about restrictions or breaking the rules. But then again, I don't know, I might be completely off on that. But this is definitely a fascinating development. And Sir's mom is such a special case. I don't even know where to begin with her. She just seems very career driven, first and foremost, very competitive, always wants to be the number one, and family was really never her priority, let alone being a mother. And it makes you wonder, why would she even decide to get married or have a family and have kids to begin with if none of that was ever on her priority list? It makes you wonder, like, what happened to her? You know, like, who hurt you, bro? But in all seriousness, like, I do wonder what happened during her upbringing, what were the expectations placed on her, and how her parents treated her. She sounds very hurt. You know the saying, hurt people, like she's the epitome of that. I feel like I need to know a little bit more of her background and how her parents treated her. But given the amount of information we already know about her, it's not hard to imagine the cruelty that she must have endured from the people who raised her. But I'm not making excuses for all the terrible things that she's done and how terrible she's treated her son. But this whole narcissistic behavior, complete lack of empathy for others, and lack of compassion are probably what drove her ex-husband to file for divorce. And she's obviously a big mad because in spite of how successful she might perceive herself to be and having all this money, in spite of all those things, she still couldn't get a handle of her own marriage. And I think part of that might have been because she didn't really fully understand the meaning and the significance of this sacred union. I feel like to her, the idea of being married and having children and having this family is just a facade for her, a mere accessory, a mere pieces of the puzzle to complete her unrealistic picture of what a successful woman should be or should look like. But deep down, she's just this insecure woman who is obsessed with being in control at all times. But we know that being in control all the time is not only not sustainable, but unrealistic. I think she failed to realize that it is okay to not always be in control, that it's fine, you can let go on certain things, but she doesn't get that. So when her marriage fell apart, she felt like she had lost control. And because she felt like she lost control of her marriage, she probably saw herself as a failure. So instead of being humble, she decided that it would be best if she retaliated and chose violence against her ex-husband. And what better way to do that than using her own son to essentially get back at her ex-husband. So she decides that it would be great to isolate Sir from the world and control every little aspect that goes on in his life, from studying to where he's gonna go, and who he needs to be hanging out with and whatever goes on in his life. I felt like because she felt that everything else around her was crumbling and she's losing control, her being able to control whatever's going on in Sir's life gave her some type of purpose. He was the only one that made her feel like she's in control of something. It's really sad and pathetic on her part, and I felt extremely bad for Sir when he was telling the story, because I can just imagine how life must have been. You're being treated so terribly by your own mother, you know, somebody who you expect to protect you, but instead is the one that's making your life miserable. He's become a victim of his mom's cruelty and narcissistic behavior. And again, he was being weaponized by his own mother so that she could get back at her ex-husband for filing for divorce. But as terrible as I think this woman is, to some degree, I still kind of feel bad for her, because I feel like all this nonsense and this cruelty and narcissistic behavior, these are all learned behavior. She's seen this from somebody. I know that people can change and people can choose to change, and that she unfortunately didn't choose that route, but I still feel sorry for her. Anyway, enough about Sir's mom. I think I've talked too much about her. But even though Sir made this whole thing up about, you know, this parallel world, I still feel like there's still some type of supernatural shit that's still going on. I mean, Jin's ability to be able to read people's minds, first of all, how do you explain that? And you can't make that up. And I don't know if Sir actually has some type of powers that maybe he or we just don't know about it just yet. Like, for instance, his dreams are wild. What if he actually is able to travel to different dimensions and different worlds while he's dreaming? Kind of like how Scarlet Witch in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was able to do. You know, she's able to dream walk. What if Sir has that ability? That'd be awesome. And what if parallel worlds actually do exist, but not in a way that we've been introduced to it so far? Or what if all these things are actually happening in Pooh's head, and that Pooh is actually the one who's pulling the strings and orchestrating all these things in his mind? That would be crazy. This episode was wild. Speaking of wild, can we talk about their love scene? Oh my god, that was so hot. It brought me back to Love in the Air days, if you know what I mean. They just know how to set us all on fire. Their chemistry remains unmatched. The eye contact, the moaning, the kissing, the licking, more eye contact, and that part where Sarah went down on Pooh. I was not expecting that. Actually, I wasn't expecting to see that level of love scene in episode 5. I'm not complaining though, but it caught me off guard. But that whole sequence was perfection. At first, I thought it wasn't going to happen, especially after he got off of him, but then Pooh was excited. And what I love about that was Sir understood the assignment, and he goes, "Oh yeah?" Oh my gosh, I was not expecting that. I thought it would be the other way around, but you know what? I love it. Even with all of that, they did all those things in that short little sequence. It did not feel raunchy. And that's the magic with Boss and Noeul, in my opinion. They always know how to execute it so well every single time without feeling like I'm watching a scene from Playboy. I don't know how they do it, but they just know how to do it so well. Anyway, I love this episode. Tons of contents, tons of revelations. I think this episode is my favorite episode so far. What about you guys? What did you think of this episode? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, I thank you so much for being here and thank you for your time. Just a reminder, if you want to see the full reaction video that I'm not able to show here on YouTube, it'll be in our Patreon account. Link is down in the description box. As always, I thank you so much for being here and thank you for your time. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss my next video. Until then, I will see you later.